Good morning, Quad Cities. It's Saturday, December 13th, and I'm Joe Habersham.
Yes, I'm meteorologist Morgan Strackby, and we've been obviously watching the system come in, and roads are not looking good at all.
No.
If you can stay at home, please just stay at home.
I know, I've been like peeking my head out just to try to see it, and I know I got some
I'm
stuff in my hair.
thinking about now my commute back to my house. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get dicey.
That's the fun part. We come in, we talk about it, and then eventually we drive in it, and you know, like everybody else. So I know right now, we're gonna take a look at the beast who's checking out the roads. We have Haley Bickelhop that's out there right now. Haley, what are some of the things, we thought we had it. There she is. Haley, I know that we checked in with you during our 9 o'clock. Yeah, we do. I know that we checked in with you during our 9 o'clock show. Can you kind of tell us where you are now and what sort of changed since the last time we talked to you?
Yeah, Joe. Well, there has been, not a lot's changed. The roads are pretty similar here. We're over in Bettendorf right now. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see the important stuff here. This road is fairly covered. I will say when we took Middle Road over here from downtown Bettendorf, some of the better roads that we've seen all the time, the whole morning. We are going around a roundabout over by Twin Span Brewing Company right now. It's been a little bit iffy on these roundabouts. Definitely everyone taking it slow. We're going 10 miles an hour right now, but we have been going about 20 and a 40. So definitely slower traffic. Everyone's moving pretty slow here. Traction isn't great. We've seen some people fishtailing, but as I did say, once we got off the river, when we were over by the river in Davenport and Bettendorf, you could not see very far in front of us. It was probably less than a quarter of a mile. Now our visibility is a little bit better, still not great. Everything looks white and wintry out there, but definitely looking better than it was earlier. Like we said, the traction isn't amazing, but if you take it slow, you probably will be okay. But again, like Morgan, like Joe, you've been saying all morning, don't go out on the roads right now if you don't have to. There is obviously people out there because there's a lot that goes on a Saturday morning. But again, just feel free to stay inside this morning, take it slow. And you know, all the cities here in the metro, all the streets here in the metro we've seen some plows out, but they definitely have a lot of snow on them still.
Gotcha. We saw Art taking it slow around them corners a second ago, so we do want to make sure that you guys are staying safe and staying warm out there. But we do have some resources that we want to make sure that we're telling families about right now. And emergency shelter doors are open at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center in Rock Island from now through 7 a.m. on Monday. Families can escape the cold and get 3 meals a day along with snacks. City and community leaders say that their goal right here is simple, just to keep people safe. There are several warming centers open to Illinois residents. Among them are South Park Mall and local libraries. The Knox County Housing Authority may also be able to provide overnight shelter for those in need. Now over in Iowa, warming centers include the Bettendorf and Davenport libraries, as well as the North Park Mall. Those who may need shelter overnight should contact Humility Homes and Services in Davenport. You can also reach out to the Salvation Army of the Quad Cities. For more information on warming centers and shelters in our area, visit the WQAD app or WQAD app and website. Now a reminder today from the Rock Island County coroner. Extreme cold like what we're seeing today and this weekend can be life-threatening. The coroner says that cold-related deaths are rare, but they do happen when people fall outside and aren't found in time, or when homes, cars, and abandoned buildings lose heat quickly during winter weather. He says anyone can be vulnerable, especially those dealing with medical or mental health challenges.
Any night when it's 30, whether it's 30 degrees above zero or 30 below zero, you can succumb to hypothermia, and it's a very serious and wrong way to go.
Coroner Gustafson urges people to check in on their neighbors right now and let somebody know before you're heading outside, especially with the cold nights ahead. The wind chill is part of what's making this weekend's temperatures dangerously low. Because of it, our bodies will get colder faster, and that's because the winds blow away most of the heat that our body is able to generate. And that's what makes it vital that you're layering up when you go outside and keeping a buffer between your body and the wind. Now we turn it over to Morgan, who tracks some of the snow that we're seeing today. Good morning.
Yeah, we're going to get you updated on some road conditions across the area, as well as look at when you can expect the snow to end. And then all the bitterly cold temperatures that are going to be left behind it. Of course, you can continue to follow us here on the News 8 Plus streaming service, because we will continuously have at least a loop where you can look at radar, as well as wind chill values. We'll have some road condition updates in there too that you will be able to watch at least for the rest of the morning. But it has been just extremely covered out there on those roads. You saw the beast, and it's been super slick. People have been slowing down, but I will say if you can stay at home, that's going to be your best bet this morning. Wait until the afternoon if you can, especially because visibilities with this snow has been reduced because it's been so heavy at times. And then the snow will end sometime between 1 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. And that'll also let the road crews get out there and start doing lots of work on the roads, because unfortunately with how cold it is, those road treatments just do not work as effectively. And I know that you still can put down salt. It's just going to take a lot longer for it to actually start to melt off some of those surfaces. But you can see a look at Interstate 74. Just does not look like something you want to go out on right now. Let those road crews continue to do a lot of work. And again, the less people that are out there on the roads, the quicker the road crews can get out there and be more effective at clearing the streets. But looking at Interstate 80, very similar conditions. It almost looks completely covered out there in West Branch on Interstate 80. And road conditions have been showing 100% covered, especially along and south of I-80. Starting to actually show it a little bit more to the north near Highway 30. But if you're north of Highway 30, it's been a lot quieter up there for those areas. I will say, though, on Interstate 80, going out to Des Moines where you see that purple area, that's no travel. They likely have a no tow in place. So again, I would just highly recommend, if you can, please just stay home. The roads have been getting really, really slick really quick. And like I said, the visibility hasn't been the best either. Check out how slow those people are going on that I-74 bridge. I'm just thinking about having to travel home myself, and I'm not really looking forward to it at this point. But 5 degrees outside right now, and it feels like -8. It's going to feel below zero all day today. And even though it's low in visibility, that's more so because the snow band that's pushing through is so heavy. We actually don't have a lot of wind pushing in with this right now, but it doesn't take much wind to make it feel cool or even blow around much snow because it's just so light and fluffy. So again, looking at radar, the heaviest is still being seen south of I-80. If we zoom in a little bit and show you where that heaviest band is, kind of pushing through Kewanee and Alpha right now. Muscatine is also pretty heavy too. It's been really consistent for areas south of I-80 here for the morning. But out to our west, it's starting to look a little lighter, especially as we take a look at our regional view of radar. It's starting to come to an end for areas out to the west. It's started to taper off. So I'd say we got a couple more hours of it looking pretty nasty outside, and then we should start to finally see things calm down here, which will be good. This system definitely arrived about an hour or two earlier than I expected, but sooner in, sooner out. So that's the good news, at least there. We do have this winter weather advisory that's going to stay in place for us here until we get to about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service continues to keep it in place even well after the snow ends, just because it's going to take some time to get those roads to clear out. And again, with this light and fluffy snow, even though it's not expected to be too windy, we'll have gusts about 20 miles per hour. That's still enough that it could continuously blow some snow back onto the roads. So it's definitely going to take some time for crews to get out there and actually work on those roads to make them look more decent. When it comes to the winter storm severity index, this is more so of a look of what you can expect travel impacts to look like for today. And again, long and south of I-80 is definitely the worst, where we have a level 2 out of 5 for the winter severity index. It's a level 1 out of 5 off to the north. Regardless, if it starts snowing in your area, it sticks almost immediately because of how cold it is outside. But again, let's look at future track and let you know when things should start to calm down a little bit more for us here. We get closer to that noon hour, things will start to lighten up for us. And then I think anytime between 1 and 2 o'clock, I think a lot of us will start to see the snow come to an end. We actually will quickly clear out conditions. And then tonight, with clear skies, we drop temperatures down to nearly -10. And it's going to be very cold. It feels like temperatures could get to -30. That's going to be the most dangerous part of the weekend with those wind chills. So not only should you stay at home this morning, I'd say you should definitely stay at home again tomorrow morning as well. We're already starting to see a lot of church cancellations come in for tomorrow. But tomorrow afternoon, we are going to see plenty of sunshine. Unfortunately, it's just not going to warm us up at all. We're going to stay in the single digits and still going to see those wind chills well below zero. So again, once that winter storm or winter weather advisory comes to an end later on this afternoon, we will be left behind with all this cold. The snow tracker, this is actually showing how much more snow we could see starting now and ending by the afternoon. We could tack on another 1.5 inches here in the Quad Cities, another inch in Muscatine. A couple more inches definitely going to be possible for areas south where we go to Mount Pleasant, Burlington, Galesburg, Macomb. Could get anywhere from another 1 to 3 inches of snow before we wrap things up here. And be sure that if you can, get your rulers ready once the snow comes to an end. Be sure to send us some of your snowfall reports so we can pass them on to the National Weather Service. They also appreciate getting those reports too, so that we can get a good view of what exactly happened and where some of those heavier totals were. So cold weather advisory, though, is going to start this evening at 6 p.m. And this is when we can expect those wind chills to get as cold as -15 to maybe even -20. Future track wind chill is showing the worst of the wind chills coming in tomorrow, -25 to -30. Frostbite can settle in as little as 10 minutes in these conditions. So again, if you don't have to be outside, please don't. If you do have to be outside, very much limit the time you're going to be outdoors. But we do see those wind chills stay pretty chilly through the entirety of the weekend, even going into Monday morning before we do start to see those temperatures rebound, especially as we get closer to noon on Monday. We'll finally start to feel above zero. But looking at the 8-day tracker, we have lots of actual snow melting temperatures. So even though a lot of us are seeing some more snow kind of refresh the ground here, well, it's likely going to disappear once again for us, especially as we could hike temperatures up to the 40s through Wednesday and Thursday of the upcoming week, and still seeing plenty of temperatures remaining well above that freezing mark. Like I said, we will continuously have some streaming on here to give you updates on graphics of radar, road conditions, and what we're seeing. Well, I believe we'll have that at least going on until about noon before we do start to see some of those conditions begin to lighten up here. Just remember that it is going to stay very cold for us. Of course, weather anchor Peter Warner will be in later on this afternoon and evening, giving you those updates, sifting through those snowfall reports, and letting you know exactly what happened, as well as preparing you for the bitterly cold that's heading in tonight. All right, everyone, have a great weekend, and remember to stay safe and warm. Quad Cities.